my name is Jamie. I'm doing the Show Me Your Steak Challenge for YouTube for men's mental health. This is my little version of Scotland and the countryside. It's just about 5 minutes from my home. Welcome. I hope you are enjoying yourselves as well, because I'm chilling out, enjoying some good coffee and about to have some amazing food. It's my humble little campsite, but as you can see, industry all around me. I found a little corner of it that I can call my own for today. Got dogs, wild animals, and the locals, obviously. They roam about the place here in wild Scotland. Good girl. Good girl. She's looking forward to having a meal. So, in this talk, I was going to mention some issues that are very important and important to myself, but in general. But it's hard to use the word mental health without feeling unoriginal. So I'll try and be as original as possible. But this steak challenge is thought up by some very clever outdoor people on YouTube. I wasn't tagged, which is the strange thing. You might notice I wasn't actually tagged because, in all honesty, I haven't really got any friends on Facebook who are interested in outdoors. But that's not to say that they wouldn't enjoy the video. So I won't be tagging anyone either, but I would like to encourage just about anyone who's interested in the outdoors and good food to do the same thing. Just go find a little spot somewhere where you can have a little fire, slow things down a bit. Maybe take a little break right now and I'll come back to you. Right, so for my Show Me Up My Steak Challenge, that's for YouTube, I'm going to put on a couple of steaks because I'm very greedy and I love to eat steak. I've got what they call hobo steak, which is basically just a steak with everything that you can imagine that tastes great, crammed on top, tin foil sealed on it, and it goes straight onto the fire if you can. And it's, I think, a rump steak. It's nothing fancy. It's more just the gesture and showing that this is a real steak, and I'm enjoying cooking it out here. And the dogs are obviously, Karis, get over here, waiting in the queue for some food. But once the smell starts to waft out here, we might have some other wildlife that will join me. And so I think it's time that maybe I do the talk for the mental health side of things, and then the rest I can enjoy and have fun. Not to say I'm not enjoying myself, but it's an awkward thing speaking in front of a camera, and especially with smoke in your face, and you know, you feel a bit on the spot. Not to mention speaking about mental health. Who wants to talk about that? Let's face it, that is a taboo subject for most people. So that's what the idea of this is to get it out there and make it so it's normal to talk about. I worked in the NHS. For those people who aren't from Britain, the NHS is our medical health system, and I have to say it's lasted for many years, but it needs an overhaul when it comes to mental health. Unfortunately for a lot of people, and I'm not using any statistics, and I'm not putting down anything or any system, but mental health is one of those subjects people seem to slip through the cracks. And that's why I'm doing a video like this, so that I hopefully can find at least one person who this might affect in a positive way, not a negative way, obviously. So the idea is find yourself some spot where you're not going to get bothered, and with whatever you can, just throw something on the fire and enjoy it. The whole idea is slowing things down so that subjects like mental health, they're not so big and daunting. I think it's hard to speak about it without putting yourself in the picture. It's easy to talk about mental health as a general subject, but let's face it, everybody goes through a bad time in their lives at least once. Some people go through it every day of their lives. And if I can give you what I think is a cure, it's not a pill that you take. It's as simple as like looking at your children and seeing how they play. I have 3, and I learned from playing with them that things that are simple are usually the things that make you happy. One thing that does really affect me is going in the outdoors, and it has an effect which is calming. I'm not going to use too many quotes, but one quote I learned that sticks with me every day, and it's chop wood, carry water before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water after enlightenment. And in my opinion, what that is, that's a Buddhist point of view, but it just means simple is the way to go. When you chop your wood for this and you carry the water to do this, you're too busy thinking about it to really be caring about the bills to pay and the wife getting on at you or your kids driving you around the bend. You simply just do what you got to do. You got to put some wood on the fire, get it going. Even just that can sometimes be all that you can manage. And on some days, I just don't even feel like doing that. But today is a special day. Today is the day I get to go out and actually enjoy some time out here and act like a child again with sharp objects and dangerous objects and too many dangerous objects. So the subject that is for the challenge is mental health, but it's really not men's mental health, it's everybody's mental health. And show me your stake. The challenge really is all about getting out there, having a bit of fun, slowing things down, and being willing and able to discuss something which is very difficult for most people. Not just men. Though I am calling it men's mental health, it's actually just mental health. But for the challenge, I guess they say men are having trouble expressing themselves because it's not a manly thing to do. I suppose I'm not manly, but I don't find it that difficult to say when I'm bleeding, I need a bandage. If I've got a sore head, I need paracetamol. If I've got suffering in my head or my heart, there's maybe no pill I can go and get, but that's not to say that there isn't more simple things that I can do to try and make things better. Admitting that I feel that way. I know my wife might think I'm bonkers, but she's used to that. My friends that I have, they're used to me being bonkers. So when I'm actually serious, it's sometimes difficult. But mental health is not something to joke about, but it's not something to be afraid of. And the first thing is to get rid of the fear. Everybody has a hard time at one time in their life. It doesn't mean it's the end of the world, and it's not unnatural. It's a totally natural thing to get depressed every now and then. The outdoor community believes that using this, not that, but this is the cure, or at least in part, a way to deal with your mental health. The fact is that this isn't going anywhere, and it's always going to be around. There's always nature somewhere to be found. And when you get here, you don't need to think, you just do. And that's slowing things down, and that is about mental health. Dealing with mental health is not some miracle cure, and it's an everyday battle. For some people, It's too much. For myself, I would like to at least give people, if I can, the opportunity to come out here, safely enjoy themselves, and do what they would have done when they were a kid. They would have just had some fun, have a laugh, have some time to yourself. If it's not to your liking, you can try it, and if you don't like it, well, you did it. The point is that show me your steak, which is basically there. It's not about how good I cook that steak, because I'm not a chef. I don't know much about steak, but I know I like it. Just the same as I like it out here. I don't know why, it's just something I like. So I would like to invite you all to do the same thing. And if you know someone who is having a hard time, don't be afraid to speak to them about it. Say, how are you doing? Give somebody a call. Call somebody that you've not spoken to in a long time. You know, it never hurts to give someone else a hand, you know, if they're having a hard time. I know myself, I'm not a good Samaritan, but if I said to someone, how are you doing today? And they said, oh, I'm feeling bad, I want to kill myself or something. Of course I'd be shocked, but I would feel obligated to do something about it, because that took guts for them to say that to me, and I would want to offer them. I worked in the NHS where nursing was caring for people, but often the caring side of things wasn't there, and it was a job. And unfortunately, when people look for help to do with mental health, they won't get the right help. You'll always find a doctor that can give you a diagnosis, and that's a label. And that's the problem, is that as soon as you don't know what label you fit in, you think there's something wrong with you. It's only antidepressant. Oh, it's only this, it's only that. The fact is, everybody has a bad day. Some people have more than that. Some people have grief. All of these things are natural. But the one thing that we all share is that we all need to eat. We all need to drink. We all need to sleep, etc., etc. The outdoor community has one method, and we're lucky in that we can enjoy this and share it with other people. And that's more what I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to share this experience with you, and all of you out there I will never meet, but I can at least invite you for the challenge. And if you know someone who enjoys, bring them along, you know. It can't hurt, especially when you bring enough food to feed an army. So let's have a look and see what we've got going on here. I don't know if we're opening these. This is called a hobo steak, I might have mentioned that, which is supposed to imply that even somebody who doesn't know about cooking can figure this out. And I would have to say that as steak goes, it doesn't take a lot to get these things cooked. Do you know what? I'm a bit afraid to open them up. They've been on for about 5 minutes, so I maybe give them another couple of minutes, and then I can always take them off. See, I brought my handy little system here. Oh, and there's some tatties in here as well. They're looking like they're going to be done soon. So why don't I invite you to seeing the feast? I'll take a wee break and prep it all up and make it nice, and then you can join me when it comes to the best part, eating it. Well, here we go, the moment of truth. We've got some, what is this? Oh, wild boar steak. We have some venison. Oh my goodness. We have some ordinary steak, and we've got some tatties. So let's have a look and see. Oh, it's hot. The moment of truth. I'd say that's definitely. And then another one, because one is never enough, of course. Oh. All right, there's the steaks, looking good. And this looks like either the wild boar, because I'm a wild boar hunter, of course. Ooh, I think that's a wee bit overdone there. Okay, now here we go with, this looks like the boar. Let's actually, not looking too bad, not too bad. I'll save the juices, of course, and gonna make do for a plate, I think. Nothing like a few sticks in the food just to make it a bit more interesting. There we go. Hobo steak. Hobo steak. Now some tatties, I think. Of all the places to sit, a dog will always find the most awkward spot for you to sit. Let's go for another tatty. Oh, wait. There we go. Now that is a good looking tatty. Yes, Karis, I hope you're comfortable sitting there in front of all the food. Chat, pat, chat, pat, chat. No, sir. I will go for one more tatty. Yeah. Where's my stick? Get. I know you want. Oh, there we go. There we go. Show me your steak challenge and a few extra tidbits. So thank you for, oh, there's one more thing I should show. This is something to truly enjoy. Brewdog Quench Quake Grapefruit Tangerine Sour. Now, I'm not going to go into the details of where it's brewed, but I have to tell you, for the outdoors, this is nice. It just adds a perfect little cherry on the top. So I think we could say safely I've done the steak challenge, and then some. And thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll catch you again some other day with some other videos.